Yeah, so on this podcast, we have been keeping up to date with the homelessness crisis, which in fact does affect the arts and culture industry. The worse that the homelessness crisis gets, the harder it is for uh, the San Diego region to attract tourism, which the arts and culture industry is significantly dependent upon. Um, this reason, along with just the inhumanity of allowing these conditions to result in this kind of suffering for people to continue in society, is why we in the arts should be concerned about homelessness. Um, a recent study from SDSU has found that negative encounters with police is resulting in black homeless people in San Diego being more reluctant to accept services and aid to get them out of their homeless situation. Now, the SDSU study offers several policy changes as well, and this is what this is from a quote from the Voice of San Diego about the study, and I quote: "The SDSU study recommended, among other tasks, that the city stop enforcing crimes associated with homelessness, remove homeless outreach functions from the police department, increase amenities such as trash pickup and restrooms near homeless camps, and institute an ordinance that would dramatically shift how police handle stops." Um, Now, however, and that's the end of the quote. However, city officials have decided to basically propose the exact opposite of what the study is recommending. Mayor Todd Gloria and City Councilman Stephen Whitburn are leading the charge to ramp up more police enforcement efforts to criminalize homelessness. And they're doing this by introducing a bill which would basically ban encampments on public property. And this includes sidewalks and canyons where many homeless individuals live in their tents. Um, However, a federal court decision uh, will only allow forcible removing of homeless individuals from public property and giving out citations if there are available shelter beds for them to go to. Uh, but the proposed law does attempt to give an exception to this rule by allowing citations to be given when it comes to certain types of locations, such as within 2 blocks of schools and within a transit hub, and other exceptions. Um, Now, I don't know if this bill will actually pass legal muster. Um, it could, I think, it could ultimately be challenged in court, um, but we'll have to see. Now, the irony is that there are actually not enough shelter beds in San Diego now for this law to actually have any material effect because, as I mentioned, um, they're only allowed to forcibly remove encampments if there are actual shelter beds to send the homeless people to. So they first need to create the shelter beds for them to really enforce this proposed law. Um, so it's kind of just until that happens, it's just kind of political grandstanding, really. Um, I think Mayor Todd Gloria is afraid of Kevin Falconer jumping into the next mayoral race. However, the city is now looking to create hundreds more shelter beds at Inspiration Point in Balboa Park. So I hope they get that done as soon as possible. Now, another obstacle to the proposed ramp up of enforcement is whether or not the police actually have the manpower available to handle the increased enforcement crackdowns on homeless individuals. Uh, the police have recently been complaining quite a bit about not having enough staff to do the responsibilities they are tasked with at this moment. Yet somehow Mayor Todd Gloria is claiming that the police say they are up to the task. I do find that kind of unlikely with in light of the recent reports that police response times have been increasing significantly. Now, I have noticed that Mayor Gloria and Councilman Whitburn did not mention the Protect Act, which we have been covering on the podcast. And this Protect Act would, in fact, lighten the load of police responsibilities, which could free up more manpower to deal with the potential ramp up of police enforcement needed for actually banning homeless encampments on public property. Um, Now, it seems weird that they would ignore one possible way to make it more likely police do have the resources available to enforce the proposed crackdown on homeless encampments. But it's possible this could be because both the mayor and council member Whitburn had came into power with the endorsement and financial resources of the police union. It should also be noted that council members Jen Campbell and Kent Lee are also backed by the police union, which is strongly opposed to the Protect Act, which aims to increase accountability for police officers and curb police violence against marginalized communities. So, could this be why these city officials are refusing to consider the Protect Act, even if it would help their proposal to ban homeless encampments to have any material effect whatsoever? It's certainly something interesting to think about, right? The Creative Buzz podcast is sponsored by Thumbprint Gallery. Thumbprint Gallery was founded in 2009. We curate monthly and pop-up art exhibitions featuring emerging mid-career and established artists with a focus on contemporary pop culture, nostalgia, urban art, and pop surrealism. The gallery seeks to provide an eclectic and engaging atmosphere to view art by bringing people together in appreciation and support of local, national, and international artists.